Now, back to In the Huddle with Bill Scott and Green Bay offensive lineman TJ Lang.
And we are back here in the huddle at the fifth quarter, and little shootout this Monday night. Packers getting ready to take on the Minnesota Vikings next Sunday night at Lambeau Field, and TJ and I will be back here again next week to go over that one. You guys want to just rattle off your answers, or should we move to something else first?
What are we talking about, you?
Yeah,
Uncle Fester?
Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
George Costanza.
Yeah.
I thought a little Shrek,
sheet.
too, without the green.
Little Shrek.
I like that.
I can see it.
Yeah.
He's got the ears.
Curly from the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Curly. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
We were just Googling famous bald people.
Yeah, they got their
We
phones
got
out.
a few ideas.
Famous bald people. All right, it's time now to unveil the winner of our ski package from Granite Peak Ski Area. And Justin, who we got?
By the way, was Bill number 3 on your famous bald people list? All right, we'll go to Leaf and Sparta. Leaf had the question about the 3-4 defense. He'll pick up the Granite Peak ski package for this week.
All right, it's a package worth more than $400, so congratulations there.
Did you say from Sparta?
From Sparta, Wisconsin.
Oh, I thought you said Sparta. Like
Sparta?
we are-
S-P-A-R-T?
we
we
are
are Sparta. Okay, let's go ahead.
All right, Packers back home again this week. Sunday night game against the Vikings. Your thought, is Favre going to play in that game? Is the NFL going to do anything to this guy? What do you
I
think?
don't know.
Best guess.
I'm not Roger Goodell.
I know, best guy. Well, I know that. Either am I.
I hope so. I hope he gets suspended. I mean, obviously, you don't want. I mean, he's their starting quarterback. They're going to be, not as good without their starting quarterback. But I mean, who cares? It's.
I know the way he's playing right now, they might be better with Tavares Jackson.
I don't know. I don't watch other offenses.
Yeah, he hasn't really had a good year so far this year.
No,
It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Obviously a huge game for both teams, though. I mean, you guys, you want to right the ship. I mean, there's no, I don't want to say you can be patient here because you don't want to go that route, but there's nobody running away with anything in the NFC. I mean, this is not panic time by any stretch.
Yeah, that's very true. There's no team in the NFC with
Less than two
losses.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely close, and it's going to come down to. It's really going to come down to the last few weeks of the season. This is definitely a weird season right now. Last year, you're sitting at week 6. There's 3 or 4 teams that are 6-0. This year, you don't have any. It's definitely a different year, and like I said, it's going to come down to the end.
When you guys got into this game a year ago, it really was a circus. I mean, the whole Favre thing. I would imagine you don't quite expect that. You probably expect it to be toned down a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be toned down a little bit this year. But I do expect some pretty funny posters in the stands with the situation at hand. So I'll be interested to see what people have drawn on posters out there. That'll be pretty funny.
Yeah, I think the media kind of, obviously they blew that up a little bit bigger than what it really was last year. I mean, obviously there was some bad blood, but the media definitely portrayed that differently than how we handled it in house. But it's the Vikings. It's a divisional opponent, it's our rival. There's definitely some bad blood there, obviously, and we're going to go out there trying to get to 4-3.
What do you think Randy Moss does for that team?
I don't know.
At the big receiver out there.
Yeah.
Is he a big impact with that team?
I think anytime you got Randy Moss on the field, you're obviously going to pay attention to him. I mean, the guy's, he's a great receiver. So he's definitely an asset to their offense, and we're going to have to pay attention to him. So I think you definitely then he makes them a better offense.
Yeah, I mean he's a Hall of Fame receiver, and he's gonna draw attention like he said. So he's definitely an asset. I mean they lost, what's that kid's name? 18. Rice.
Yeah.
Sidney
Rice. So, I mean,
Rice.
they needed to bring somebody in that was a downfield threat, and they did. And obviously Randy's one of the best.
All right, these two teams. I mean, you play a lot of teams. You battle like crazy. You knock each other's heads off, and when the game's over, you can shake hands and move on for the most part. The Vikings and the Packers. Is there a real true dislike here between these two groups?
I don't like him one bit.
Nah, I hate him.
How do y'all feel? All right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think we talked about that a few weeks ago. We were talking about, the difference between the Bears rivalry and the Vikings rivalry. The Bears rivalry, it's, you go out there and you beat each other up for the whole game, but you still got respect for each other. In Minnesota, you just, you just want to get after each other, and there's not much talking after the games. There's not many friendships, so it's definitely a great rivalry game to be a part of.
Is it the Favre thing, or was it like that before he even got there?
I think it's just like that because it's usually the biggest, division opponent you're going to have. It's one of the biggest games you have every year. You like to say, it's just the next game, which it is, and that, it's the biggest game because it's the next. But, especially with us 3-3, them, 2-3, it's a huge game for both of us. So, I think that's going to add to it, and obviously the whole Favre thing. But, it's a division opponent that, has, always been bad blood there. So, it's going to be a good battle.
Yeah, we're definitely, especially after last year, going 0-2 against those guys. They're definitely carrying a chip on our shoulder. It's going to be a very important game for us, and we're going to do everything we can to go out there and get a victory.
Send the message, maybe have one of those linebackers blitz, and even if it's a late hit, acceptable, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind saying that.
Hey guys, it's been fun. Josh, thanks for coming out this evening. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Josh Sitton, the starting right guard of the Green Bay Packers, and TJ Lang will be back to do it again next week after the Packers take on the Vikings. Thanks for listening. We'll be back, and we'll do it again next time on the Woodward Radio Network.